In our journey through this life, we often encounter challenges that seem impossible. A series of unfortunate events unfolds one after another, appearing impossible to solve and leaving us breathless. In these moments, we wonder what lies behind all this. Is it just bad luck, or is something deeper triggering these events? The truth is that spiritual battles are real and usually silent. They rarely resemble the dramatic exorcisms depicted in movies or TV shows. Instead, these battles are fought within the quiet moments of everyday life, on the way to work, in a conversation with a friend, in the frustration with an unfinished project, undermining our faith and hope. They often go unnoticed because their main weapon is not brute force, but deception. It is in this context of questioning and the need to understand the enigmas of life that the work and philosophy of Helena Blavatsky gain relevance. Blavatsky, an emblematic figure of the 19th century theosophical movement, offers an enlightening perspective that promises to shed light on the shadows of our daily spiritual battles. She suggests a connection between seemingly impossible challenges and esoteric wisdom, understanding that there is much more between heaven and earth than we can actually see with our physical eyes. Just as spiritual battles are subtly presented, the answers to these conflicts may not lie in brute force or conventional logic, but in the hidden wisdom that Blavatsky sought to unveil through her teachings. Her encounters with the ascended masters, beings of profound wisdom and spiritual powers, revealed esoteric teachings that promise to unravel the mysteries of the universe and the human condition. This ancient wisdom, as shared by Blavatsky, proposes a synthesis between science, philosophy, and religion, and invites deep reflection on the divine truths that govern our spiritual evolution. Through theosophy, Blavatsky encourages us to seek answers beyond scientific materialism, emphasizing the importance of intuition and internal spiritual development. The work of Helena Blavatsky is a clear manifestation of the influence that her spiritual guides had on her. In significant works like Isis Unveiled and The Secret Doctrine, Blavatsky delved deep into the teachings she received, working to unveil the existence of an esoteric wisdom that applies to all cultures. In the pages of these books, she explores complex themes such as the origin of the universe or cosmogenesis and the evolution of humanity, called anthropogenesis. Her goal was to present an integrated view of the spiritual and material development of the world. Through The Secret Doctrine, Blavatsky attempted to demonstrate the existence of a divine and orderly plan, a hidden scheme that governs the evolution of the universe. This thought was based on the esoteric principles revealed by the masters. She positioned herself as a bridge between ancient hidden truths and contemporary thought, invoking her direct connection with the ascended masters to lend weight to her words. This self-proclaimed position as a spokesperson for the masters defined her role in spiritualism and occultism in the 19th century, but also shaped theosophy, profoundly influencing the direction of this spiritual movement. Blavatsky and theosophy uphold the existence of ascended masters or Mahatmas, evolved beings whose mission is to assist in the spiritual development of humanity, offering insights, wisdom, and guidance that can help individuals advance on their own evolutionary journeys. Their action in the world is subtle but profound, influencing the course of human evolution through acts of inspiration, intuition, and, in rare cases, direct communication with those who are prepared to receive their messages. In contrast to the light of these ascended beings, there are entities of a less evolved nature, often referred to as lower astral beings, who inhabit denser planes of reality. They can, intentionally or not, interfere with the spiritual progress of individuals, attracting or exacerbating negative energies, doubts, and fears. Such entities are often drawn to low vibrations generated by negative emotions and thoughts, becoming significant obstacles on the path of those seeking spiritual elevation. By elevating our vibrations and purifying our thoughts and desires, we align ourselves more closely with the positive influences of the Ascended Masters and minimize our susceptibility to negative forces. But how do we recognize when we are under spiritual attack? It may be when old destructive patterns begin to resurface, trying to drag us back to a place from which we have fought hard to escape. It's as if the past, with its familiar faces and habits, seeks to reclaim us, testing our determination and commitment to our new path. To differentiate between negative energetic influences and psychological discomfort, it is crucial to have self-awareness, identify our patterns and triggers, and observe the circumstances under which discomfort arises. Noticing sudden changes in our mood or energy without apparent causes can be a sign. In cases of doubt, consulting professionals, whether therapists or spiritual experts, can offer new perspectives. Moreover, grounding practices such as meditation, connecting with nature, or physical activities can be essential for strengthening our energy and discernment, helping us distinguish between what is internal and what comes from outside. Talking about spiritual attacks requires a balanced view, recognizing the signs that, although subtle, can profoundly affect our well-being and daily routine. It's an invitation not to fear, but to understanding and overcoming. One of the first indicators is a persistent tiredness, distinct from common physical fatigue. This type of exhaustion seems to resist traditional rest, suggesting that vital energy is being drained, resulting in exhaustion that affects not just the body, but also the spirit. Another sign is emotional oppression without apparent cause, a sense of melancholy that settles in and shadows the ability to find joy, even in the most rewarding activities. This emotional weight acts as a barrier to positivity and hope. Sleep disturbances are also common, manifesting in difficulty falling asleep, waking up during the night, or experiencing recurring nightmares. Rest, which should be restorative, becomes a source of unrest. An increase in anxiety or fear without justification can also indicate a spiritual attack. These feelings may intensify, affecting the ability to perform daily activities or to relate meaningfully. Finally, the sensation of spiritual isolation, the feeling of being disconnected from spiritual practices and beliefs, suggests an invisible barrier cutting off access to previously comforting sources of strength and guidance. Identifying these signs is the first step to facing the challenge, but also serves as a starting point for a journey of healing. While challenging, these moments offer the opportunity to strengthen our resilience and spiritual depth, encouraging a process of rediscovery and growth. In the field of spiritual warfare, the Bible establishes a clear distinction between what is physical and what belongs to the spiritual realm. Our fight is not against something we can clearly see or touch, but we face invisible and dark entities and forces. This understanding drives us to equip ourselves not with worldly weapons, but with divine tools: prayer, faith, and the Word of God. These are weapons of unmatched power in any earthly confrontation. Prayer stands out as our direct channel for divine intervention, a way to hand over our struggles to a higher power, trusting in God's intervention. Far from being a gesture of surrender, it is a demonstration of strength, admitting that certain battles surpass our human capacity. The adversary, however, is cunning, using strategies to undermine our determination, spreading discouragement, distracting us, and creating division. Identifying these tactics is vital for establishing an effective defense, a reminder to put on spiritual armor and stand firm in faith. In this fight, we are reminded that victory depends on our perseverance and trust in the divine, more than on our own strength. Our journey through life is often marked by challenges and mysteries that test our faith and determination. At the heart of these challenges, we find not just material obstacles, but also spiritual battles that require a different understanding and approach than usual. Esoteric wisdom, as explored by Helena Blavatsky, sheds light on these battles, proposing that true understanding and overcoming these difficult moments lie in a deeper connection with the spiritual, going far beyond our comfort zone. In this context, the spiritual journey reveals itself not as a solitary path, but as a journey shared with beings of light who accompany us, even if invisible to the physical eyes. As we face challenges, whether external or internal, with a spiritual perspective, we begin to realize that each obstacle is an opportunity for growth and the refinement of the soul. This recognition transforms our experience of reality, showing that, even in difficulties, there is a path to enlightenment and spiritual freedom. Life, with all its battles, becomes a school for the spirit, where each lesson learned brings us one step closer to the true understanding of the universe and ourselves. If this video made sense to you, write in the comments, "It makes sense to me." Remember to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive all the latest teachings.